What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome into the Bulls Report. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, I have 5 wild trade ideas for your Chicago Bulls with the NBA trade deadline just about a couple of months away, as all the latest reports are indicating that finally a big-time move will be coming for Chicago. But hey, if you guys want the Bulls to finally make that big-time move, hit that thumbs-up icon because I've been very vocal here on the channel. I'm sick of the Bulls being in this purgatory zone, and I think if you eventually trade LaVine, Vucevic, yes, it will be a worse basketball team in the near future, but it will help you be better down the road. So if you guys want the Bulls to make a move, hit that thumbs up icon. So the 2 players that are most likely to be traded away from the Chicago Bulls are these 2 guys right here, Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic. And if you just look at their raw numbers, you would assume they would be enticing for a team to trade for either of these 2 guys. I mean, LaVine averaging 22, 4 and 4 on 50% from the field and 43% from downtown. That's fantastic stuff. And then Vooch, on the other hand, he's had a great season offensively. He still has his mishaps defensively. I feel like he couldn't guard, even me coming off a pick and roll. But hey, Vooch, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 58% from the field, and almost 50% from downtown. His three-point development should honestly be studied because he was an awful three-point shooter last year, and now he is just absolutely lacing up that basketball this year. But let's dive into the 5 trades here. So the first one I have from Bleacher Report, they put out an article yesterday suggesting some of the biggest trades that could happen in the NBA this season, and it was the Bulls trading Zach LaVine to the Detroit Pistons, and then the Bulls in return would get Isaiah Stewart, Tim Hardaway Jr., Simone Fataccio, and then also a 2027 second-round pick. Now, the Pistons have been a team that I've said for multiple months now that they are my dark horse for Zach LaVine, and it makes a lot of sense for them because they have been stuck, being the bottom feeders of the Eastern Conference. And if you just look at the Eastern Conference standings right now, they got a real chance to be a play-in team. They went out, got guys like Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway to put around Cade Cunningham. And if you want to get the most out of Cade, I think LaVine makes a ton of sense. Now, yes, they would not be competing for an NBA championship with the LaVine trade. That's not what I'm saying. But if you want to get your young players on this Pistons roster some good play-in tournament experience, or maybe if you get lucky in the play-in, you could potentially get that A seed in the Eastern Conference. I actually think the Pistons would be a fun team to watch with LaVine. LaVine, Cade, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, they would have some good young and up-and-coming talent with a true 3-level scorer in Zach LaVine. So Pistons, that's what Bleacher Report threw out there. But I still think the number 1 team that would trade for Zach LaVine is the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the trade package I cooked up was D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and Jared Vanderbilt heading to Chicago in return for Zach LaVine. Now, for the Bulls here really quickly, I don't know if they would have much use for D'Angelo Russell. I'm assuming he'll either be waived or just rerouted as a part of a 3-team trade. But I'll tell you what, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, I would actually like them on the Bulls roster, especially if you look at the development of Modest Buzelis. I would like a guy like Vanderbilt or Hachimura around him, true veteran forwards we have in this league. But from the Lakers' perspective, it's not looking good in LA right now. But if you would get a big 3 of LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Zach LaVine, you would give yourself a better chance to go win a title than you have right now because they have been seriously struggling. We have seen LeBron taking a step back, and we're even getting reports that the Lakers could be open to blowing this whole thing up if LeBron requests a trade. But these 3 right here, you got the leader in LeBron, you got one of the best defensive players in Anthony Davis, and you finally would have a 3rd star, a true 3-level scorer at the guard spot next to LeBron. And we've seen those guys really flourish next to LeBron, AD in years past, and LaVine obviously being the talent he is. I think it makes a lot of sense. But how about another Lakers trade? And that's been kind of my bold prediction throughout this season that I guarantee you the Bulls and Lakers will make a trade. But, hey, how about this one? Rui Hachimura and Christian Wood for Nikola Vucevic. Now, why would the Lakers want Vooch? Well, it has been well reported that the Lakers want to trade for a center. This guy, Rob Pelinka, apparently it is the league's worst, kept best secret that the Lakers want to go get a center. They're looking at Valanciunas, they're looking at Walker Kessler. Well, what about Vooch? And I think Vooch makes sense for Los Angeles because it would allow Anthony Davis to play the 4. And now AD has been vocal about this, that he feels like he plays his best basketball at the 4 spot compared to the 5. And Vooch would allow you to necessarily do that because Vooch, he can play that 5, even though, Vooch is not the necessarily the best defender there, but I think the yin and yang of those 2 games would work out very, very well where Vooch just focuses on offense. Anthony Davis will hold down that defense. So, listen, I like this trade, for the Bulls and the Lakers, but then again, I just don't really know if that will go down. But I'll ask you guys this. Speaking of that Bulls-Lakers trade for Zach LaVine, we'll talk about that Spurs trade here in a second. Would you do this if you're the Bulls? Rui Hachimura, Christian Wood for Nikola Vucevic? I'll ask you guys. Give me an A for accept or give me a D for decline down below in the comment section. Or if you're a Lakers fan coming across today's video, you guys let me know your thoughts. Would you accept this trade or would you hit that decline button on this potential Vooch trade to the Lake Show? Now we'll get into two more trades here in a second, but first off, got to tell you about today's presenting sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. Now, if you guys download the app today and use code CLNS, you guys will get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the PrizePicks app today, use code CLNS, get $50 instantly after you create your first $5 lineup. Now, what is PrizePicks? PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least two players for a shot to win up to 200 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Now, if you guys want to add any more juice to watching a Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks game, PrizePicks is truly the best way to do so because there are a lot of bad sports teams in Chicago right now, but if you guys want to keep watching your favorite ball clubs and maybe put some extra cash back in your pocket, PrizePicks is the #1 way to do so. So I got that link for you guys in the comments and description of today's show. So download the app today, use code CLNS, get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the PrizePicks app today, use code CLNS, get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. But massive shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. PrizePicks, run your game. All right, so another dark horse I had for Zach LaVine over the summer, honestly, was the San Antonio Spurs. Now, in this trade, the Bulls would be getting Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, but quickly here from the Spurs perspective, I would love this. I think Zach LaVine is a perfect piece to put next to Wemby, and plus the Spurs are off to a great year, man. Like the Spurs, if they got Zach LaVine on their roster, I think they would be a real playoff contender in the Western Conference. But from the Bulls side of things, I don't think you're going to get draft picks for LaVine, but you could potentially get a good young player. And how about Keldon Johnson? I want to highlight his 2022 season. 22 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, very efficient from the field as well. He's a 6'5" strong guard wing combo, and he can put the ball on the deck. He can guard multiple positions. So I'd love if the Bulls could somehow swing him in a deal. But you'd also get a guy like Zach Collins, and first off, I loved him back when he was playing his college hoops at Gonzaga. But, Zach Collins, I wouldn't mind him, especially if the Bulls were able to move off Vooch and LaVine, where you would have your center rotation be Jalen Smith, Zach Collins. Honestly, I'm fine with the Bulls running with that for the rest of the year. But, hey, watch out for the Spurs for trading LaVine. And, my last team here, my last trade, I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors. Now, in this deal, the Bulls will be receiving Andrew Wiggins, DeAnthony Melton, Buddy Hield. Now, this trade wouldn't be able to go down until December 15th, so, just a couple days from now. But I do fully expect Golden State to get aggressive. Now, we heard Wendy early on this morning on ESPN say that he could see the Warriors trading for a guy like even LeBron James, but let's just say they strike out on LeBron. They can't go get those other massive trade targets. Maybe they just look at LaVine as a guy that will make Steph happy. You get another scorer around him, and plus with the amount of attention Steph gets from other defenses, LaVine would be able to thrive in that system. That constant motion, 5-out space the floor. I think the Warriors make a lot of sense for LaVine. Now, would this make them a title contender? Definitely not. But they would be a whole lot better than they are right now. You would give them a kind of a puncher's chance to win the Western Conference this season. So those are the 5 trades I had for LaVine and Nikola Vucevic. But if you guys watch this whole thing, just give me a C red down below in the comment section. We'll use this as a real one roll call on today's show. So I appreciate everybody who watches our entire video. And if you guys did, give me a C red. Also, I'm on Twitter, @PatC's with the Twitter handle. Give me a follow over there. I'll give you guys a follow right back. See you guys next time. Go Bulls.